Alright, hello and welcome to race number 2 of the Rusty Misfits Racing League. All the dirt rookie mini stocks. Tonight's asphalt race is at Slinger Speedway, the world's fastest quarter mile, and this is one of those tracks that she is a difficult one to tame, but if you actually find the speed, boy, can you get some insane amounts of speed for the small size of track that it is. Like I said, quarter mile long, and these guys are hitting, 100, 120 mile an hour down the straightaways in a mini stock. Well, maybe not quite that fast, but they're for a quarter. Well, you get what I'm saying. They're a little crazy. Dean Quallie right now, the fastest car in our practice session. 12.7 second lap. Ray Andrews very close behind him. 200ths of a second behind him with Tim Rourke. Only an extra hundredth over that. If you look all the way through our top 7 cars here, just under 0.2 of a second separating them. These boys put on a hell of a show last week, and it looks like they're going to do the same again this week. Little over a minute left in this practice session, then we'll go into our heat racing. 8-lap heats. There will look to be 2 different heat races tonight. Heat race number 1 will set the inside row for our feature race. Heat race number 2 will set the outside. Right now, though, if you take a look at that number 17 car, you might notice that she don't look like it used to last week. If you paid attention to last week's race, they did a little bit of damage to that car. They slightly tweaked the frame, we'll say. So that number 17 crew, they went hard to work all week long, hammering, straightening, doing everything they could. They got that chassis back race ready, and had to put a whole new body on her, and didn't have time to paint her up, so we got a plain white black mini stock out there for Dean Quallie. Does not appear to have slowed him down, though. Up there at the point, 12.7 right now, and he is currently our points leader, 143 points, 10 points ahead of second place Justin Walbring, who is 1 point ahead of Ray Andrews. Walbring and, well, it does not appear Andrews. Doesn't appear that Andrews actually put a lap in. Oh, no, never mind. He went out there at the very end and took the lead away. Fastest car in practice. As we get ready to grid up for heat race number 1. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. Matt Moreau in that 38 car will be taking pole position. Dean Quallie, points leader, second fastest in practice, starting second outside row. Tim Rourke bringing up third place with Mick Olofsson in the 21 car on the outside of row 2. As the pace car pulls away for the first of 2 warm-up laps here. Be 8 laps to figure out the inside row starting lineup. As we get ready to go racing here, you see they kind of held back off the back of that pace car as it's off the track now. Pit road on the outside of the track in a weird spot. Green flag in the air. Matt Moreau, good start on that inside line. Easily going to clear Quallie, but he's going to wash up a little bit out of turn 2. Quallie down to the bottom, looking to take the lead away. and does. Matt Moreau is going to have to settle down into second place. Tim Ruark, though, looking to capitalize on that maneuver. Wasn't able to get his nose in or to keep the door open for himself. Is going to have to settle for third place. Dean Quallie out to an early lead here, half a second ahead of Matt Moreau, Tim Ruark, and then Mick Olofsson bringing up the back of the field. As you see Dean ringing around this track, very nice and smooth. Doing exactly what you need to, just hitting your marks, making sure you're not making any mistakes. Don't hit that wall. It is very easy to hit that wall, especially coming out of turn 4 here. But you can see part of what makes this track so fast right there in these shots. The amazing amount of banking for the short distance around here helps that car stick in the corners. As Dean comes around to take 2 laps to go here, he has opened that lead up over a second now back to Matt Moreau. Matt Moreau's got company on his back bumper though. Tim Ruark looking to try to find a way around that 38 car. Inside line obviously going to be the preferred way around here, but there is a possibility you can make that outside work. As we come to the checkered flag, Dean Quallie taking heat race number 1, going to start pole position in our feature. Matt Moreau holding on to second place. Tim Ruark, Mick Olofsson bringing up the last 2 positions in this field. And we'll now get ready to grid up our second heat race. Let's take a look at our starting lineup here. 3 cars in this race. Austin Strang, newcomer to the league. First night tonight, just finished second at Lanier Speedway in the dirt race. Starting pole position here, heat race number 2 with Justin Walbring second in points on his outside. Ray Andrews very close behind, only 1 point behind Justin Walbring, and about 11 behind Dean Quallie. Starting in third. One more time around this quarter-mile track and these guys will be set free. Field in the hands of that 33 car, Austin Strang. Slow and steady down the back straightaway. Green flag out early. Walbring with a good start, looking to try to wrap the momentum on that outside line. Strang holding strong on the bottom. But give the lead to Walbring. Strang falling back. In fact, Andrews almost there to try to make a move for second, and is on the bumper of that 33 machine. 33 hanging low, defending going into turn 3. Not giving Andrews the line on the bottom. If he's going to pass, Ray's going to have to go to the outside if Strang has anything to say about it. But you see Andrews get a little bit of the outside wall. That's going to slow his momentum just a little bit, allow Strang to pull away. In fact, Strang might be reeling in our leader, Walbring, just ever so slightly. At least that last lap he was, but Walbring managed to get a good run off of turn 4 and open that gap back up. Ray Andrews has managed to close back in on that 33 car. Will once again go start working on that back bumper, trying to find a way to go, but he's only got coming to 2 laps to make a move. Time is running short if Ray does not want to start dead last on that outside lane. White flag in the air. It's now a 3-car battle. Walbring slow, Strang to the inside. Walbring holding strong on that outside line, but Strang's going to have a good run into turn 3. Washes up. It's going to be 3 wide to the line. Give it to Walbring. Walbring with the photo finish at the line. Austin Strang holding on to second place just ahead of Ray Andrews. Tight finish. Less than 2/10 between first, second, and third at the line. Let's hope these boys put on racing just like that in the feature race, which we are now getting ready to grid up for here. Our starting lineup, Dean Quallie, by winning the heat race number 1 just minutes ago, will start pole position. Justin Walbring holding strong, just edging out ahead of Austin String moments ago here in heat race number 2 to take the win and take outside pole position. Matt Moreau in that 38 Dodge Avenger will be starting second row inside with Austin Strang outside of him. Tim Ruark in that 44 machine will be starting inside row 3 with Ray Andrews in 6 with that 13 car. And bringing up the back of this pack, Mr. Mick Olofsson in that 21 car. Mick not having the season that he wanted. Had a good run going earlier at Lernerville, only to have some mistakes, have some issues, get pushed up off the track, and having to settle for a DNF. But here we are getting ready to go. Green flag in the air. Dean Quallie with a good start off turn 4. Walbring getting pressured for a second, a little bit of contact. Matt Moreau getting a little sideways. Manages to keep it straight, but they are now 3 wide through 3 and 4. That's not going to end out very well, as Strang found out the hard way there, getting into that outside wall. Still side by side here, 38 and 44, Tim Ruark, Matt Moreau. Ruark having the edge coming out of turn 4, but off that wall, getting into the 38 car. That's along the 21, still 3 wide, Matt Moreau going around. 5 car pile up here, and Tim Ruark on his lid. Just an accordion effect. Matt Moreau getting a little bit sideways, tries collecting it, gets in the mic, gets turned the other way. Caution number 1 on the field. Let's take a look back at the instant replay here, courtesy of All the Dirt. As we see Ruark getting into the wall, getting down into the 38, going into turn 1. Going with a little bump, getting the 31 or 38 into the 44, and it's just pinballing from there. Ruark getting the worst of that, ending up on his roof and having to tow back to pits. Andrews and Strang also getting bits of that collision. In fact, you see Ray Andrews right there just behind our leader Dean Quallie, between first and second place on the field right now. He will be getting sent to the back of the line. No lucky dog here, because there was no one a lap down when the caution came out. Appears that they are doubling up, getting ready to take the restart here. Dean Quallie on the inside, row 1. Green flag in the air. Had a good restart off the initial start here. Does the same this time. Walbring able to get down, block that, or close the door on that 21 car, but Mick looking to try to make a position yet. Walbring watching a little high off the 4. That's going to slow him down. Mick not able to capitalize on that. In fact, he is now at the back bumper of that 666 car. Not able to get down there and get that position. You see Walbring making contact with that outside wall. Walbring seeming to either not be able to get that car all the way down, or seeming to prefer that half a lane higher. Just battling those long points, leader Dean Quallie to pull out a little bit ahead on these guys. Now up to 0.6 of a second. Walbring finally getting a little bit of breathing room behind him. Mick Olsen fell back just a little bit, but Matt Monroe's right there to try to make put some pressure on that 21 car. Everyone getting a little piece of the wall that time down the front straightaway. Gaps holding pretty much even. Slowly opening up on our leader Dean Quallie though, now up to 8/10 over the last couple of laps. Why don't we hop on board with that 38 machine as he tries to reel in Mick Olofsson for third place. He's got about 4/10 of a second gap between them. In fact, Mick's rolling in. He's putting more pressure on that 666 car again. Let's hop on board with him. Tried to look inside, had to back out. That's going to cost him a little bit of time, but Mick's got a little bit of speed in that car right now. A little bit more than Walbring has. Looking low, falling back in line. Wasn't able to get his bumper just inside that 666 to hold the door open. Mick definitely holding that bottom a little bit better than Walbring is able to. And that's given the benefit to Mick just slightly. Just not enough to make the pass yet. Big tag on the wall that time there, but going to open up the gap to the leader. Walbring and Olofsson still holding pretty close to each other. As I said earlier, you got to be careful with that wall. It'll reach out and grab you, especially off turn 4, and these guys are showing just how quickly it comes up on you. Mick Olofsson got a little bit more with the wall than he wanted to that time. Opened the gap up ahead to Walbring, but allowed Matt Moreau to close in on him. Halfway through this race, Dean Quallie out to a 2.2 second lead on a Sunday cruise, as he has been for the good majority of this season. 2 wins already out of 3, looking to make it number 3 out of 4. As we see Olofsson in the back there tagging that outside wall once again. Managing to not lose too much momentum and maintain with that 666 car. Matt Moreau looking to find an opening behind. And we go back here, Austin Strang, lots of damage on the front end of that car thanks to that first caution. With Ray Andrews right behind him. This is for position. Ray Andrews can gain a position on Strang if he can get around, but Ray going to catch that outside wall hard that time by. And see just how hard these drivers are on those brakes. See them glowing. Oh, and we got contact there. Just what turns that 33 car around. Ray's wisely backs back out of there. They keep it straight, keep it going. As we got a pass now for third. Matt Moreau managed to get around Mick Olofsson. Let's take a look at all the dirt instant replay. See how he managed to make that move. Coming off turn 4, Mick just gets into that outside wall hard. And great heads up driving by Matt Moreau to get down and out of the way and get that position from Mick. That pass did one thing for Walbring though. That allowed a gap to open up. Now almost a full second between him and Matt Moreau. But at the front, Dean Quallie, 3.1, almost 3.2 seconds ahead of second place. In fact, he's going to be catching this battle here at the back of the pack for 5th and 6th. And we'll be putting them down one more lap. These two cars already one lap down thanks to that caution earlier. But they will be losing a second lap to our leader, Dean Quallie here. very quickly. In fact, Ray sees Dean coming and he moves up out of the way. He knows that I am not in this race and he's not going to be a factor, but he's going to try to take advantage of Austin Strang doing the same thing. Austin opened the door way wide. Ray going to shove his nose down in there, try to take fifth place away. Side by side for fifth. Ray able to hold it down there, just having to hold the car down too tight. Gets into the back bumper of that 33 car. Short track tempers looking like they're getting about as hot as those brake rotors right here. Still side by side for fifth. This is the only battle for position at the moment. Give it to Ray Andrews that time across the line. Strang might have a little say about that though on that outside. He's holding pretty strong. Mostly because that 13 car has to check up quite a bit to maintain that lower line. In fact, Strang was across the line the first. Looks like Andrews just beat Strang to the line that time, and Mick Olofsson having more trouble up high. Losing a lap to our leader, Dean Quallie. And he is slow on the track, allowing Walbring to get around. Bad luck for that 21 car there. Just not having any luck so far this season. That is very unfortunate for Mick. He's normally a very quick driver. Normally does very well in these mini stocks, and now he is just kind of riding around, trying to get through these last 7 laps. Back up at the front though, Dean Quallie. Out 3.5 seconds ahead of Walbring. Walbring's got the lap cars of Strang and Andrews between him and Quallie though. That could open that gap even more, but he does have some buffer back to Matt Moreau. A little over a second back to Matt. Strang taking the advantage in that battle with Ray Andrews and clearing for 5th place, retaining that position. You almost got to think that that damage on the front end of that 33 car's got to be hurting airflow over that rad. Definitely got to make sure you're careful to make sure you don't overheat that car. These motors will blow in a hurry if you're not watching that temperature gauge. Dean Quallie out to a big lead, up almost, pretty much 4 seconds, coming to the white flag. He's just got to hit his marks 4 more times. In fact, Matt Moreau's been able to reel in Justin Walbring just a little bit. It's not going to be enough though, as Dean goes across the line, taking the checkered flag. Walbring holds on for a second with Matt Moreau closing in behind him, finishing out the top 3. Mick Olofsson will hold on for 4th place. Definitely not the night that 21 car team wanted. Austin Strang still holding strong in 5th, 2 laps down with Ray Andrews just behind him, and Tim Ruark never made it back out, unfortunately. Now, as we wait for our top 3 to finish up on the front straightaway and come into the broadcast booth for the post-race interview, next week we will return February 11th. Dirt mini stocks will race 40 laps at Knoxville, with the asphalt race coming shortly after that at Lucas Oil Raceway. Should be a 75 lap feature unless they decide to shorten it like they did tonight to 50 laps due to the lower car count. Definitely a quick race, only 1 caution. Unfortunately, 5 of the 7 cars were involved in that incident. Everyone managed to keep it straight, keep it going, except for the unfortunate 44 team there, where they ended up on their roof and did not finish the race. But what do you say we bring in our third place finisher, Matt Moreau, in that 38 car. Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Well, that was a bit of an entertaining race there in the middle portion of it. There's a bit of an incident where you kind of started pinballing around there and ended up with a 44 on his lid. What quite happened there from your perspective?
I was a ping pong ball, and I just got to lap 3 to watch the replay, so I don't know what happened. Um, oh, I drifted off the track a bit. Oh yeah, I was a ping pong ball, and how the you end up on his lid? Oh wow.
Well, these mini
I
stocks
just saw the
tires do
replay.
stick out just a little bit from the wheel well, so I'm guessing it was a little bit of a Ty Gibbs kind of Justin Haley deal kind of thing, where the tires started riding each other, and yeah, Matt or not Matt, Ruark ended up getting the short end of the straw on that incident.
For sure, yeah, I just saw it now. It looks like, yeah, I entered a little too low, drift off the track. Mick had nowhere to go, and then I think it sent me up into the 44. Looked to be like a recent deal, or maybe I shouldn't have entered the turn too low. But regardless, I didn't know what happened after the fact.
One, Slinger is definitely a difficult track to try to tame. It is very short, very tight, and a lot of cars were hitting that outside wall, especially coming out of turn four. So it's definitely a difficult track to run, especially run side by side and three wide like you guys tried a couple of times. And sometimes it works out. That time it didn't. Worked out well for you. You managed to get away with minimal damage and continue on and fighting for top three position.
Yeah, these cars do take quite a beating. I'm just lucky that I was able to get away before the lap car lapped the other people involved in the accident. So, um, I know tough break for those guys, and then throughout the run had some fun battles with Mick and almost Justin there at the end. Just ran out of time to have a fun battle with them though.
Yeah, you're definitely closing that gap ever so slightly, lap after lap. I don't know if Matt or Justin saw the lap cars ahead of him and was taking his time, not getting involved in the battle, or if he found a little more speed. It was hard to tell, but you're definitely closing that gap a little bit. You probably needed about 10 more laps, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, the laps happen very fast here though. Top three though, can't complain. I don't know. Last time I got a top three, and I've always been telling you that I miss you in the booth. So I'm happy to actually have a conversation with you at the end of this race.
Well, it's good to talk to you again. It's been a while, and I kind of forget who you got sponsoring that Dodge Avenger of yours. Do we wanna remind me?
Yeah, I haven't been in top three for so long. I forgot to get my picture taken. Um, I have a Flower City Collision on the hood. We have Gates Towing, Service and Fleet, uh, Performance Hobbies, TZ Graphics, Carnation Restoration, Wilbur's U Pullet, and got to thank Mick for making the this scheme. I made my Arca scheme as well, and Strange for Racing. Great group of guys.
It is definitely a fun league to be a part of. The ARCA series, I unfortunately missed last night's race at Darlington. I don't even know exactly what all happened in that race, but I had prior commitments. I was not able to make the race. But the other races so far this season have been pretty insane. So if you're looking
Yeah, they've
for,
been fun.
if anyone out there is looking for a league, definitely check out Rusty Misfits Racing League. We got some, quite the choice of different series, right, Matt?
Yeah, and I only in two of them, but all the way from dirt to asphalt. Don't think we have any road series yet, but it's a growing league.
Oh, absolutely is. Alrighty, Matt. Well, congratulations on third place. Hopefully, we'll get another chance to talk, and hopefully, it'll be in a higher position a little further down the road, maybe even next week.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to talk to you, and you know, want to keep up with the podium. So,
Well, it definitely helps with the point situation.
yep, for sure.
All right. That was Matt Moreau finishing in third place, but finishing in second, and at least holding steady in the points to the fella ahead of you there, Dean Quallie. Justin Walbring with the second place tonight. Justin, that was a bit of a drive from you tonight.
Uh, Honestly, it was a little bit exciting when I had Mick on my rear bumper, and then I don't know what happened to him, and I don't know. It was just a Sunday drive after that.
I believe Mick had issues with that outside retaining wall a few laps, and I think that might have hurt his car, and he completely lost speed, unfortunately, towards the end.
That wall will reach out and grab you every time.
Well, and we saw, I'm pretty sure every car made some level of contact with that wall at some point during the feature race. Probably a good thing it got shortened down to 50 laps. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I think shortening it to 50 was a good idea. I know I touched that wall several times tonight. It's just it's real hard to keep off the wall right there. You gotta have just the right line getting into 3 and coming out of 4 for it to not put you in the wall.
Yeah, that outside wall at turn 4 definitely comes up quick. Luckily, you didn't. You managed to keep the car clean enough to hold on to second place, and you were one of the few cars that managed to stay out of the melee there in the middle of the race. There's a bit of a field clearing wreck towards the end.
Yeah, I noticed that. I came out of 2 and there was a car sitting on its lid in the middle of 3 and 4.
Yeah, that was Tim Ruark that was on his lid. Unfortunate bystander just got caught by the tire sticking out on the side of the car and ended up going over, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's a horrible thing for Tim too, because he's such a good racer and he's a fast guy. He just gets into the crappy situations.
Yeah, that is racing though. It's a game of luck just as much as it is a game of skill. And tonight you had the luck and the skill. Who do you want to? Do you want to thank anyone for helping you get to that point?
Most definitely, I want to give a big shout out to Dean, Mick, Ray Andrews, my wife, my kids, Gemini's, Festival Cab Service, Cush 21 for the pre-race ritual, Michael Steele at Michael Steele Graphics, and Clint's Auto here in Jacksonville, Illinois.
Alrighty, Justin. Congratulations once again. Second place finish tonight at Slinger Speedway. You definitely like this track. You didn't repeat the win, but you managed to hold a very respectful position throughout the entire race. Hold on to second. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And Dean says he's not as fast as he is, but that man's fast. He can't deny it.
Well, considering they had to straighten that entire car, they didn't even have time to put a paint job on that thing.
It'll come out looking better than ever next weekend.
Well, they better at this point there. They don't have much left to do on that car.
Yeah, most definitely. But thank you very much, Tom. Thank you very much, RMRL. And we'll see you next week.
You betcha. Alrighty. That was Justin Walbring finishing in second place, but now let's talk to the man of the moment, Dean Quallie, out for a Sunday drive at the front of that pack. Dean, what did you guys do to that car there? Like, you didn't have time to paint it, and you were talking earlier in the thing there that your team had to thrash to get that car race ready. Well, you had to have some sort of secret sauce in there.
Well, you know what? The boys at the Strangebury Racing shop there, they worked day and night on this thing to get it back running. Our 5-star body showed up actually this morning. They quickly riveted that thing on, and we threw a setup in it and called her good. But no, I honestly don't. I'd have to look, but I don't think I've ever turned a lap at this track before.
Well, for theoretically never turning a lap out there tonight, you're definitely out on a set of rails. You're just doing exactly what you had to do, hitting your marks, running as clean as possible. You probably hit the wall the least amount of anyone out there tonight, and that definitely showed on the scoreboard.
Yeah, no, it was hooked up. I pretty much used all the practice to try different lines. I tried the high side just in case I was stuck out there. So I definitely like a high groove track that I can run on the outside, but I don't know. It's a fast little track, and yeah, it was fun.
Well, they don't call it the world's fastest quarter mile for nothing, and tonight you proved that there's definitely a lot of speed out there, even if you like running the outside line on a track that doesn't exactly have an outside line.
Yep, no, it definitely. Well, Some say it do, some say it don't, but I didn't have to find out tonight, so I'm glad.
No, you had that race under control from start to finish. Now that makes 3 wins out of 4 this season. You have an easy lead in the points going into the, well, we're pretty close to the halfway point now. What's the plan to go forward here to try to maintain that points lead?
You know what? It's just gotta keep keep going and see what we can do.
Just got to keep that 666 machine behind you and hope he doesn't work some of his voodoo, eh?
I thought for sure he would be up there with me, but I was watching the mirror and I seen he was racing side by side, so that's when I kind of took advantage and stepped on it and got out of there.
Well, that was definitely an impressive run tonight, Dean. There, yeah, and yeah, like you said, there, Justin did get involved in a few more battles than you had to get involved in. That most likely helped him out quite a bit, or helped you out quite a bit.
Yeah, and I mean, I wasn't sure about the tire wear, so I knew once I had a little bit of a lead, I could ease into the corners a lot more than they could to try and catch me. So, you know, I think here at the SBR we're pretty good at saving tires. So.
Well, you definitely know a thing or two about saving tires. With some of the numbers I've heard you throw out from races that you've run, races that your son Jackson's been in, where you've been, coaching him a little bit. I don't know where you find the speed and save that much tire. I've never been that good at doing that, but it definitely shows that it's a practice that works. It's fast for you.
Yeah. Well, even in practice, I was doing 10 and 15 lap runs and then checking the wear. I'd run 10 laps on the high side, 10 laps on the low side, 10 laps on diamonding, see what it would do. So, but unfortunately, after the race, my computer decided to have a hiccup and my screens went black, then white, and then restarted all the programs. So I wasn't able to get a reading on the tires, which is unfortunate.
Well, at least it waited till the end of the race for it to glitch out on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty, Dean, it doesn't look like your boys even had time to take a Sharpie to that car to write down your sponsor, so you want to remind the fans who's helping you out there?
Absolutely. So Stranger Brew Racing, Falcon Graphics, All the Dirt, Bauer, True. And I'd like to thank you, Tom, for broadcasting, and Mick. This car will be headed to his shop here probably tomorrow to get wrapped again. So we'll have the wrap back on it hopefully for next race day and be good to go.
Be back out looking sharp and winning more races, hopefully.
Yeah, I just want to be competitive.
Well, you definitely got the competitive side down there. All season you've shown a lot of speed, especially claiming that you weren't sure how things were going to go after Jackson handed the steering wheel over to you. That car hasn't slowed down from last season at all. So you guys have been doing good. Congratulations on the win, and good luck going forward with the remainder of the season.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Yeah, we kind of keep a book here, write everything down with tire wears and which lines we're taking. So I tend to look back on that quite a bit.
Well, having those notes can be big to know what worked and what didn't.
But again, Slinger was all new to me, so it was fun. I like that little track. Yeah, it tends to pop out of nowhere.
Alrighty, Dean. Congratulations once again. We will continue on and end this broadcast here now. And yeah, congratulations once again.
Thanks again, Tom.
Alrighty. Congratulations to the 17 Stranger Brew Racing team on another dominant performance. Driving away from the field. Winning the 3rd out of 4 races this season. We will be back next week for more racing action here with the Rusty Misfits, all the Dirt Rookie mini stocks, and I will happily be broadcasting them once again. I am Tom Quiring. Thank you for joining, and hopefully we will see you guys next week.